Three suspects were arrested by Springfield police yesterday, and after officers seized large amounts of heroin and crack cocaine. Last summer, Springfield police began investigating the illegal distribution of heroin from an apartment on White Street. That's when Helpy Montero Martinez and Justin Ramos were identified as prime suspects. Yesterday morning, police saw them pick up Luis Valentin on Hancock Street and moved in. They found 100 bags of heroin and cash on Valentin and Ramos, and at least 160 bags of heroin and 9 bags of crack cocaine with Montero Martinez. They've all been charged with drug-related offenses.